Hi everyone, welcome to One Must Fall 2097. Basically a fighting game for DOS by Epic Mega Games, and definitely one of their better games. Really quick before I get into the run, there's a couple of gameplay notes. For our standard rules are like fight mode is hyper, hazards on, best 2 out of 3, and then what else? Re-hit mode is on, that's a secret setting somewhere. For this one, we're going to be doing it on champion difficulty. That's one of the standard runs on the leaderboard. The other one is ultimate difficulty, which is a secret difficulty that we're not unlocking. We're going to pick both a pilot and a Herc. I had a bid war for which Herc I was going to be piloting. As for which pilot I'm going to play as, I'm finding that I'm having best results as Crystal at the moment with her high agility and mid-endurance, even though in theory Shuro or Raven with their high power would be better picks. I'm just having better results with Crystal right now. Then we had a bid war where I could play as the Jaguar or the Shadow or the Shredder or the Kronos, but the winner is Pyros. So let's go ahead and get this started in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so yeah, this is kind of a fighting game. Basically, you can see it as a big, heavily inspired by Mortal Kombat, probably. That's going to become even more clear later on. On these harder difficulties, the computers are prone to blocking nearly everything that you can do. So you're going to see that I'm largely doing attacks that they tend not to block, like these duck punches or this sweep down. And I'm going to go ahead and do the scrap and destruction. Oh, didn't pull it off this time. I'm streaming right now. But yeah, the Pyros has one of the more difficult scraps and destructions to do, and I'm a little frightened to see Shuro piloting the flail because, ouch, that's rude. Yeah, those hazards, not very fun. It is... The flail is one of the most frightening Hercs to be fighting against, just because it's very difficult to approach and it's got a lot of power behind it. So to have a power character playing a power mech, kind of one of those things that can keep you up at night. Yeah, let me just focus on this really quick. But yeah, the flail is not only powerful, it's very difficult to approach. I do like my little grab combos here. Just grab, light hit, and then jump in the air and hit. There we go, there we go. Let's try this again. BAM! Alright, so each Herc does have a scrap and a destruct that they can do at the end of a match, kind of like Mortal Kombat's Fatality, but it's like two different things that you gotta pull off. First you have to do the scrap, and then you have to do the destruct, and they're gonna be different inputs. For the scrap for Pyros, it's a simple forward, down, punch. Don't hold anything as you punch. Yeah. It's unfortunate that Milano is actually on the Kronos, because Kronos is a Herc that benefits from high speed, and Milano is usually one of the fastest but one of the weakest. Alright, let's get him down. Got him. But the destruct is an up-down punch, and you have to be inputting it rapidly and over, and if you don't input it correctly or you input it too slow, then the Pyros is going to stop in the middle of it. Most other destructs are just one other simple input you do, and then you get the input. Ibrahim is usually a pretty tough opponent no matter what Herc he's on. But he seems to be letting me get closer to him in the Thorn. You've seen that most of... Ow. I gotta remember, the Thorn is prone to doing a long kick down blow if I try to use the forward thrust, which is this attack. A lot of times you'll see me using the same moves over and over again because the computer tends to be pretty good at blocking most moves, but pretty bad at blocking other ones. But sometimes that changes depending on who you're fighting or which robot you're fighting. So like this sweep down attack is gonna be pretty okay against the Shadow because the Shadow doesn't have a lot that can deal with it, but the Gargoyle has a counter attack for it, so it's not gonna work as well there. Boom. But make sure you're not too high when you do the attack, because you want to be landing on the ground. Ah, nuts. You want to be landing on the ground right as you would hit him so that you don't end up vulnerable by staying in the attack animation too long. Gargoyle is one that you definitely don't want to be doing the down sweep on, so the forward thrust is going to be a little bit better for it. The stadium, one of the few stages that has no hazards. That can be good or bad depending on your opponent. Some opponents aren't very good at making use of the hazards. Boom. And some are. Jaguar is going to be another tough opponent. The Jaguar Leap does have a tendency to get through your attacks, which is another thing to be aware of, is that sometimes you can do an attack, but then their attacks hit through yours, so you have to be very careful with that. Maximum aggression is advised. A duck and punch usually works in most situations, and I'm pretty sure the world record run uses the Shadow and just kind of jumps in and does a whole lot of duck punching as one of the more powerful characters. There we go. Finally let me get a hit in. Ouch. Those stage hazards are not on my side. Boom. Aw. That destruct is really difficult to do. Yeah, close one, right? Oh, the Shredder is one that's pretty difficult to approach with the forward thrust because its own headbutt and its Shredder hands have a tendency to override your attacks. Boom. Yeah, I actually kind of want to note the fact that I'm starting off with this down back punch in most of my fights. Didn't get it. It doesn't seem to work as well with some of the lower agility characters. Like, I was doing some practice runs as Raven rather than Crystal, and the beginning attack just didn't seem to be connecting at all. Whoa, that's a good stage hazard there. This stage has red orbs that float around, and if you hit the red orb, then a fire comes out from below and hits your opponent. Oh, lucky. In a speedrun setting, you actually kind of want to... Boom! Electric shooting everywhere. You actually kind of want to get hit once so that you don't get that perfect round bonus. And here we go, final boss. Major Krasak is very tough because he's piloting the Nova, a special robot that has some very powerful moves, and then Major Krasak himself is powerful, has a lot of endurance, and can you gotta get him on the defensive, or else if he has the advantage, he's gonna run circles around you, hit the ground and cause earthquakes, yeah, like that. Throw grenades at you, throw missiles at you. Time's gonna be when I get the last hit on him. Hopefully, I even win this. And that's time. So there you go. That's one must fall. You don't perform a scrap or destruct on him. He just blows up of his own accord. And so there you go. That's one must fall on champion difficulty. You get a little ending celebrating, oh wait, Major Krasak is actually dead. And as Crystal, you can finally be happy. Your parents' deaths have been avenged. And there you go. That was One Must Fall 2097 for DOS by Epic Mega Games. Thank you so much for having me again, RGLtv. And let's move on with the next one. See y'all later.